everyone. Welcome back to yoga. Hope everyone is staying healthy and safe and taking care of each other. I have been thinking a lot about the fourth graders that I usually get to spend a lot of time with, especially Mrs. Strebel's fourth grade class. And in thinking about you guys, I thought it would be fun to do a yoga class that's a little bit more family friendly. So hopefully you'll grab the whole family and join me on the mat today. So we're going to focus our yoga class on a theme around springtime, especially since spring feels like it's finally in the air, hopefully, knock on wood. A little bit more sunshine, temperatures are warming up, some rain showers in the forecast. So we're going to think a little bit about springtime and how we can connect to those feelings of renewal and new life and regrowth. So for today's practice, you're going to want either your yoga mat or a blanket. And if your kid's joining us, you're definitely going to want a blanket or a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, a blanket is fine. But if you're using a blanket, just fold that out as if it were your yoga mat, because you're going to want that later. And then let's just go ahead and begin. We're going to start sitting in just a comfortable cross-legged position. If this doesn't work for you, sit any way that you'd like. And I want you to pretend that you are holding a ball in your hands and hold it right about at your heart center. We're going to imagine that this ball in our hands is actually the whole world that we're holding in our hands. So imagine you're holding the earth in your hands. Not possible to do, right? It's huge. There's no way we could ever wrap our hands around the earth, but in our imaginations, wrap your hands around the earth. Close your eyes. I want you to just take a couple deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your shoulders relax. And let yourself just feel connected to that earth that you're holding, right? We're all a part of the earth. This is our home. We all rely not just on the resources that the earth provides, but on one another. So just take a moment to feel appreciation for the world that we live in, for the people around you, for the care that you receive and the care that you give to others. Just feel yourself relax. All your troubles, all your worries, let them melt away. And then let's slowly open the eyes. Let's bring the hands onto our knees, and I want you to have your palms facing up towards the ceiling, so backs of your hands on your legs. We're going to do a little flower breathing here, so you can keep your fingers spread apart a little bit. And what it is that as we inhale, we're going to close our hands up into a fist. And as we exhale, we're going to open our hands up as if it were the flower blooming. So as you inhale, big breath in through your nose, close your hands into a fist, and as you exhale, open your hands up. So breathe in through your nose, close your fists, and breathe out, open the hands. Breathing in, breathing out. Your breath out can be through your nose or through your mouth, whatever feels more natural. Breathing in, close your hands. Breathing out, open your hands. Breathing in, close. Breathing out, open. Breathing in, close. Breathing out, open. 2 more times. Breathing in, close the hands. Breathing out, open the hands. 1 more time. Breathe in, close the hands. And breathe out, open the hands. So anytime that you're feeling maybe a little worried, a little anxious, or if you just need to calm yourself down a little bit, sometimes just doing your flower breath is a great thing to do. No one even has to see you do it, right? You could hide your hands somewhere and pretend to open and close them if you needed to. All right, let's come onto our feet. We're gonna wake up the sun this morning, so hands at the heart center. We're gonna do a little sunrise breath. Bring the hands down so the fingertips point towards the floor. Turn the palms away, and as you inhale, rise your arms up towards the ceiling. Big sunrise here. Hands come together. Exhale. sunset as the hands come down the center of your body. Inhale, sunrise the arms up, and exhale, sunset the arms down. Turn the palms out. Inhale, sunrise. Exhale, sunset. Inhale, sunrise. Exhale, sunset. One more time here. Inhale, sunrise. Exhale, sunset. Resting your hands right in front of your heart. And then take your fingertips. I want you to reach them straight up towards the ceiling. Give them a little wiggle if you want. And then bend at your knees. And as you exhale, we're going to fold all the way over. Fingertips come down towards the floor. Just let your head hang and shake it back and forth. Stretching out the back of your legs as you hang here. And then we're going to take the arms and reach them all the way forward and back up to the ceiling as you stand it back up. Open your heart and exhale. Forward fold, reach for those toes, shake your head again. Breathe in and stand it all the way back up. One more time. Exhale and fold. Shake your head. Inhale to stand it all the way back up. Release the hands back down. Come towards the top of your mat, the top of your blanket. We're going to do some sun salutations just to warm things up. So as you inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold again, just like we did before. Put both your hands on the ground and step your feet back into a plank pose or a bench pose. So long spine here. Hold yourself strong. And then as you exhale, upward facing dog. So just the tops of your thighs, maybe your knees touch the ground. Lift your chin. You can even give little puppy barks or puppy sounds if you want to. And then as you exhale, come all the way down to the belly cobra pose. So lift your toes, lift your hands, and see if you can slither back and forth like a snake. You can even make snake sounds. And bring your hands down, press into your hands and your knees. Lift your belly up. We're going to come into a cow pose. So belly softens towards the floor. Chin looks up towards the ceiling and moo like a cow. Exhale, round their spine. Cat pose. Look at your belly button. Meow like a cat. Meow. Inhale, moo like a cow. Chin looks up. Moo. Exhale, look to your belly button. Meow like a cat. Meow. And then we're going to curl our toes under. Lift your bottom up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. You can even bark like a dog here, the woof, woof, woof. Stretch out your legs, stretch out your arms, and then walk your feet back to the top of your mat. Forward fold. You can even grab hold of the hands and sway side to side like elephant. And then as you inhale, stand it all the way back up, sway back and forth, palm tree. And then exhale and fold it over again. One more time here. Hands come down to the floor, bend your knees, step your feet back into that bench or your plank. Knees come down, chest opens, chin lifts, upward facing dog. Up, 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 up. And then lower it all the way down to the belly. Snake pose, cobra, slither it back and forth. Press the hands and the knees into the floor. Cow pose, look up towards the ceiling, soften your belly, moo. And then look towards your belly button, meow for cat pose. Curl your toes under, bottom goes up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. And then walk your feet back to the top of the mat. Hold your hands, sway side to side, elephant pose. And then as you inhale, stand it all the way up, reach up towards the ceiling. Sway side to side, palm tree pose. And bring your hands back to your heart center. So if you really want to challenge yourself, you can do those sun salutations over and over again. You can even speed it up. So you see how fast you can go through them. You can slow it down. See how slow you can go through them. Have some fun with it if you want. So we're just going to do a little bit with springtime here. I want you to bring your feet out in front, put your hands right by your hips. So one of the things that I like about springtime are the thunderstorms that come with it. Sometimes too much rain isn't fun, but a little bit of rain is good, right? That makes everything green, makes the flowers bloom. So we're gonna make some rain sounds with our hands. And I want you to start just with your fingertips. Place them on the floor and just tap your fingers gently on the floor. This would be like when it's drizzling out, right? Maybe it's just started to rain. And then maybe the raindrops start to get a little bigger. So maybe rock your hands side to side and make your raindrop sounds a little bit louder. And then maybe it's even bigger, fatter raindrops. So now you're going to pound the palm of your hand on the floor. And maybe our rainstorm gets really heavy and you're going to want to pound your feet as well. Really hard, as fast as you can. Make those raindrops come down as hard as you can. And then maybe the big raindrops stop and it's just some smaller raindrops. Maybe the storm is letting up. And then maybe it's just those tiny little raindrops with your fingertips. And then the sunshine comes out. Sometimes we get lucky and with the sunshine we get rainbows. So let's take a rainbow pose. Come onto your hands and your knees. And on your hands and knees, take one leg. I'm going to use my left leg. Stretch it out behind you. And the same on that same side of my body, on my left side, I'm going to take my arm and reach it up towards the ceiling. Now as I do that, I'm going to keep my hip lifting up towards the ceiling and then take that arm that's reaching up and reach it over my ear so I get a rainbow shape through my body. And then bring that top arm back down. Tuck the knees under. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take your other leg, the one you haven't used yet, stretch it out behind you. Same side, reach that same arm up towards the ceiling. Reach it over your ear. Big rainbow shape. And then lower it back down. And come back down to seated. So after the rain, we tend to get some flowers and other things blooming. So let's bring the bottoms of our feet together for our flower pose. And I want you to take your 2 fingers and just hook them around your big toes or around the edges of your feet. Either one will work. We're going to sit up tall. And then as you exhale, as you breathe out, I want you to fold towards your toes. You don't have to go all the way down, right? This can be a really big stretch. So just go a little bit, feel a nice stretch, stop, stay there. If you feel like you want to fold further, you can, but it's not necessary. And then as we inhale, we're going to sit back up. I want you to rock back onto your bottom. Hold on to those feet. Here's your challenge here. See if you can lift the feet up off the ground and balance here in your flower pose. So keep breathing, don't hold your breath. That just makes it harder. See if you can sit up tall, even with your feet lifting up. And then bring those feet back down to the mat. Go ahead and bring your knees back together. So in springtime, we also get a lot of babies being born, right? We get tadpoles that are born, turn into frogs. We get caterpillars that are born and eventually turn into butterflies. We talked about flowers that start to grow. We get trees that start to grow, baby birds or eggs that turn into baby birds. So we're going to do a little bit of yoga to welcome some of those new things, that new life into the world in springtime. So we're going to start with a tadpole. Tadpole is a baby frog. So they start off, they kind of look like fish. They have little tails and no legs when they first come out of their egg. And then they start to grow legs and they turn into the frogs and the toads that we know. So we're going to start on our belly. We're going to imagine that we are a tadpole. So no arms yet, no legs. So I want you to stick your arms by your sides and glue your legs together and then lift your chin off the floor. See if you can lift your feet too and then wiggle them back and forth as if you were a fish or a tadpole swimming through your little pond. And then as we start to grow up, we grow legs. So separate your legs. And then those tadpoles start to grow what we would consider arms or their front legs. And I want you to start to swim your arms and your legs. So you can even reach up and down with the arms and legs. Get a little swim going. And then eventually that tadpole starts to take the shape of a frog. So I want you to come onto your feet. Bring your bottom down towards the floor and just practice hopping up and down like a little frog would. You can hop up to the front of your yoga mat. Maybe pretend it's a lily pad and hop to the back. And then hop back to the middle and give your frog a little rest. One of the other things that we see in the springtime is we start to see caterpillars come out that are going to turn into butterflies. So we're going to take our caterpillar pose. So I want you to start on your hands and your knees. And as you exhale, bring your chin and your chest down to the mat. See if you can keep your bottom lifted just a little bit. And then flatten your belly all the way down to the floor. And then just like a caterpillar, inching back and forth, press into your hands, lift your bottom up, and then lower back down to the belly. Then press into the hands, lift the bottom up, and lower back down. One more time, press the hands in, lift the bottom up, and lower back down. All right, now, once those caterpillars get ready to turn into butterflies, they do something pretty amazing. They spin a cocoon around themselves, and you've probably seen these. And if not, you could always look it up if you've got someone's permission to help you with that. So this is where you want your mat or your blanket. Make sure it's spread out. We're gonna make our own little caterpillar cocoon. So lay down on your mat or on your blanket. You wanna make sure that you've got this short side right next to your arm so you have enough blanket to roll up in. You're gonna grab hold of that edge of your mat or your blanket. And I want you to roll up into your caterpillar cocoon. Now once you get rolled up, caterpillars usually hang their cocoons from trees or branches. So put your legs into the air if you can. Imagine you're that caterpillar hanging upside down, making your transformation into a butterfly. Bring your feet back down. Unroll yourself from your blanket or your yoga mat. And once you come out of that cocoon, you become a beautiful butterfly. So feet together, sit up tall, kind of like our flower pose. Only this time I want you to flap your butterfly wings. As you get to see the world in a new way now, right? You started as a caterpillar looking down at the grass and the dirt, and now you're a butterfly flying up in the air among the trees and the birds. All right, last one we're going to talk about today is a tree. So a tree, huge, amazing, branches taller than we can imagine, way taller than ourselves, starts from a tiny little seed. So we need to start by planting our seeds. I want you to sit on your feet, sit on your heels, and just tuck yourself all the way over as if you were that little seed getting planted into the dirt. So take your hands and just pat your backside as if the dirt was being placed over you, and as if some raindrops were falling on you to help water you and give you the nourishment that you need to grow. And then we'll put our hands back down to the floor. And then suddenly that tree is going to start to grow. So I want you to push the floor away. Right? See if you can curl your toes under and sit back on your feet. So coming into a squat, just like you were in frog pose, and then slowly start to stand it up. Use your legs to stand up tall, right? Feel your roots grow down into the earth through the bottoms of your feet. Your trunk, your legs are strong. Your branches start to grow up. Maybe you want to try to balance on one foot here. You don't have to, right? Trees grow in all different kinds of ways. So you can have your feet down. You can have you can be balanced on one foot. You can have your branches growing differently. Maybe your branches haven't come out yet. Maybe you're just a different kind of tree. So make yourself whatever kind of tree you want to be today. Just stand up tall. Feel yourself drawing up energy and drawing up nourishment from the earth and collecting all that sunlight and turning it into energy and nourishment through your face and through your hands, feeling yourself grow stronger because of all the things that are around you. And bring your hands back to your heart center. And from here, let's take ourselves down to seated and cool things off a little bit. So stretch your legs out. All right, you can keep your knees bent. Your legs don't have to be straight and flat. We're gonna take the arms, reach them up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, just reach for your toes, folding over gently. And then breathe in, reach the arms up, and breathe out, reach for your toes. So just back and forth a few times. Remember, if your hamstrings, if the back of your legs are tight, It's okay, you don't have to fold all the way over. That's why I'm bending my knees a little bit, because my hamstrings, the back of my legs are a little tight. So when I bend my knees, it helps so that there's no pain. And we're just moving with the breath. So on this next one, when you fold over, I want you to just bring your hands down wherever they comfortably go. It might be on your toes, it might be on your legs, it might be on the floor. Just let your head relax. Take a couple breaths here. Now we're going to press into the floor and walk ourselves back up. Reach your hands back, bend your knees, and just let your knees rock side to side. And as you're doing this, if your breath started to get a little bit faster as we were doing our yoga, you might notice that your breath starts to slow down a little bit here. So maybe just notice how you're feeling right now. Notice that your breath may change. Your body may feel a little bit different. Side to side. And then let's come to cross legs before we lay down for our what we call Shavasana, or our relaxation. We're going to do one more little set of breathing here to really get ourselves connected to the world around us. So take your first two fingers on both hands, your peace fingers, right? And we're going to take those, and I want you to plug them down into the earth and sit up tall. You can close your eyes if you want. Just take a nice big breath in through your nose and breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Another big breath in and breathe it out. Just feel your body relax. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel yourself connected to the people around you, the people in your home and your neighbors and your friends. And feel yourself connected to your home, and the grass and the trees. Here's my puppy if you want to see her. Come here, honey. Come here. And just feel yourself connected to all of those things that you love in your life. All of the things that take care of you. The good food, the sunshine, the people who love you. And then let's open our eyes. We're going to lay ourselves down on our mat. If you want to use your blanket and cover yourself up because maybe you're feeling a little bit cold, but otherwise lay down. And you can keep your knees bent if you'd like, or you can stretch your legs out, just whatever is more comfortable. Let your eyes close. Take another deep breath in. Let that breath out. And feel your whole body relax. I want you to imagine that you're laying in the warm sun and you feel the sunshine on your face. You feel it warm up your arms and your legs. Maybe you hear the sounds of the birds chirping around you. Maybe you smell the first smells of spring, the wet dirt, the fresh flowers, the grass growing, the buds on the trees. Imagine all of these things in your mind. And then I want you to put a little smile on your face and just take a moment to really be thankful for all of the things that we have in our lives. For the sun that rises in the morning, for the stars and the moon at night, for a place to sleep, for food to eat, and for love to fill our souls. And then I want you to start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And take your arms, reach them all the way up over your head. Give yourself a big stretch. Reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips. And then relax your whole body. Let's roll onto our sides. And sit up Again, one more time, crisscross legs. Bring your hands in front of your heart center. My friends, the light that is in you is the same light that is in me. And I cherish and respect and honor your light. Namaste. So missing you all. Hope you're all doing well. Look forward to seeing everyone soon, and take care. Bye-bye.